Bit of a bummer. An extra freezing cold. I think it's deserted because the box is split. Right, I've got this nest at home now. As you can see, it's a sort of square shape. It's I'll get under the camera better. It's fit the nest box it was in. The bed's deserted, almost definitely because the nest box fell apart. Actually, it was an old one. It's quite a substantial nest for a very small bird. Grass, moss there, leaves, and that's sheep fare. Most of that sheep fare there. Surround the field full of sheep. There's the eggs, 5 Treecreeper eggs. And what I'm going to do, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful laws in Britain about keeping eggs and things like that, bird protection, which is fair enough. But this particular bird deserted, and it's just a shame to let it go to waste. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this back inside the plastic bag, and it's something I don't normally approve of, but it's ideal for this. As insecticide. This nest will be full of all sorts of weird and wonderful wildlife, maybe even lice off the birds. There'll be mites in there, all sorts of wildlife. It won't leave. The only way to get rid of it is to sort of see it off. So I'm going to place it back inside this plastic bag, keep the eggs separate, and in 24 hours this nest will be nice and clean. Because once I place it inside the bag, I'm going to empty a load of that into the bag. It'll contaminate the nest. I'll seal up the bag, leave it for 24 hours, everything in there will be dead. And then I can go to the next stage of preserving this nest. And what I intend to do is find a nice, well-fitting box. Bit of an ornament, really. It's not going to last forever, but I'll get this out. I'm going to spray the nest with hair lacquer, which puts a coat on it. It's actually a good thing, hair lacquer. It'll hold it in place, and it'll help preserve this sort of stuff for a while. It's going to be on a shelf. It's a bit of an ornament, so it's going to take forever to break down. And the eggs will go back in. I'm not going to do anything special to the eggs. I could dip them in varnish or whatever, but I'm not going to interfere with them. As long as they don't get knocked about too much, they'll be fine. They'll just stay as they are. And the contents will just basically mummify. So that's the plan. So I'll just get to work on that now. Carefully pop this back inside. Nice in there. See, there's a lot of it starting to, the moss part of it at the bottom starting to fall apart. So I should save most of it. If I get 90% of this nest intact, it'll be fine. The nest box it was in, of course, has been used for the last few years, but almost exclusively by an attractive little bird called the Pied Flycatcher. Looks like a miniature magpie, nothing to do with crows, of course. But attractive little bird. The males are basically, for want of a better description, black and white, and the females are pretty much the same pattern, but brown and white. And yeah, pretty little birds. But they are bright blue eggs. The sort of blue you get in a clear blue sky on a sunny day. So as I say, there's the eggs. They were in the cup there. And what I'm going to do now, give this a shake. Don't need much. I'll leave that in there for about 24 hours. I'll put an elastic band around that, I think. And that's on one side out the way. Excellent. And tomorrow I'll carry on taking this a stage further. Well, it's 24 hours have passed now. I shall undo this bag and see what we've got. Some smells of insecticide, flying wasp spray. I'll leave that to air now. Let's see, back up to the camera. I'll leave this for a few more hours. Just let the bag's a bit wet on the inside there of the insecticide. So I'll just let that dry out. And then next stage is cover it in lacquer. That's bits there. Right, another stage done. That's dried out a bit now. See the base of the nest proper there, where the cup is. A lot of this debris here would have been from the previous nests of the Pied Flycatchers. It's probably shrunk down as it's decomposed, and that base there is what we have, I think. And this part here is the newer part from this year. Anyway, that's dried out now, as well as can be expected, I think. So now I've got this. I just had to buy it from the shop. Hair lacquer, hairspray, 99p, so I can't argue with that. Far more than I actually need. But what I'm going to do is spray it. Oh, this says 12 inches, it says here. So I'll try and capture some of this. Know how long this should take, only based on my experience on what I've seen women do with this on their hair. I imagine it sets quite quickly. Turn that down a bit. Form vapour on the inside of the bag. Could do this outside, but it's a bit breezy. I didn't want the nest to like blow away. The whole point of this lacquer is you can actually spray this on foliage, dry foliage. It keeps it together a bit longer. So It's the whole point of this is to try and hold it together in the same way as hair is held together. Not going to last forever. We'll give it that edge. Try and turn this over. It's very cold in that bag. It hasn't been able to evaporate. It's actually cold. Not there for a minute. Have to let this dry and set now, I think. Yeah, leave that to set now. A few minutes, I imagine, and then we'll come back to it and see what's going on. Right, final phase. I've just popped this in this little plastic container. It's off square, bit of a rectangle, just to give an idea of what this might look like in another square container. I haven't actually got anything in mind. I was hoping I had a little box, but I can't find anything. I've just noticed that as well. That's not sheep fur, that's plastic baler twine, a strand of it. Nice and tight. That down there, that's recycling. Yeah, in fact, some more of it there. I don't want to pull it out in case it dismantles the nest. I'll clip that bit off. Yeah, strands of baler twine. Birds don't want any different, of course. It's just, yeah, there's actually quite a bit in there. Never a good sign. But birds these days, they don't know any different. They make nests out of all sorts of weird and wonderful things, or waste. But what I'm going to do is I've decided I'm going to squeeze it carefully into this round plant pot. I'll put some stones on the bottom, give it a bit of stability, and I'm just going to shove some newspaper in there like that. Another piece in, I think. Try and do ever so carefully now is knock a square peg into a round hole. Ever so carefully. A bit more baler twine there. There's quite a lot of baler twine in this nest. I think that's about as far as it'll go. And that lacquers set it reasonably well. I can always top it up at a later date. I don't want to force it much more than that. I just think it looks alright on the top of a plant pot like that. A friend of mine, Stella, down in Surrey, I was discussing this with her, and she mentioned it. Why not use a plant pot? I didn't have a square one, but I had this round one, so it seems to have worked out okay. So now, get these. There's these 5 eggs, ever so carefully. You get an idea there. I'll oops, I'll put that there. There we go. I can do that. Turn it that way. It's 2 centimeters max, maybe just under 2 centimeters. So carefully drop that in. And that's yeah, that looks alright. And I'll just leave it like that. I'll keep that on a shelf, and it lasts as long as it lasts. So technically, that's done. I'll say it's slightly off centre, but I don't want to press that down any further. I don't want to interfere with it any more than I need to. And there we have my idea of the finished product. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just a shame to see it go to waste. As I say, there's egg collecting's frowned upon, and these haven't been purposely taken. They've been deserted. It's just a shame to see them go to waste, which they would. Of course, if this had all rotted down inside the nest box, had the nest box remained intact, then it may very well have deterred something for next year. Anyway, I do put lots of nest boxes out, and that particular box will be replaced in exactly the same spot. It doesn't matter what actually nests in it, as long as I find a safe place. I do look forward to the Pied Flycatchers, so if they come back I won't be disappointed. But I'm very pleased with discovering this. The old Treecreeper. Right, ladies and gents, till next time.